Welcome to A Few Minutes with the CEO. My name is Al O'Grady, and for the next few minutes, we'll be talking to the president and CEO of Avino Silver and Gold Mines, Mr. David Wolfin. Now, just as the name implies, Avino Silver and Gold is a silver and gold exploration company. Its main focus recently is on the San Gonzalo zone in Mexico, but it also has interests in British Columbia and the Yukon. Avino Silver and Gold trades on the TSX Venture Exchange under the symbol ASM, on the over-the-counter under ASGMF, and on the Frankfurt under the symbol GV6. Mr. Wolfin, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Al.
Okay.
Pleasure to be here.
Excellent. David, as I said in my introduction, you have a number of properties in the Yukon and BC, but lately you've been focusing a lot of your attention in Mexico, more specifically the San Gonzalo. So let's do a past, present, and future on that project, if you will. First, give us the background.
Okay. Well, it goes back to 1558. Francisco Ibarra from Cortez's army found this project when the Spaniards came over and looking for silver, and it's been a operating mine on and off for over 500 years.
Wow.
So it's a lot of history. In the 1800s, the British owned it. It was the largest open-cut mine in the world at that time. And then we got involved in 1969. My father founded the company, and he was a stockbroker at the time, and he was visiting clients down in California, and that's where he met his future Mexican partner, and basically was invited to come down and look through geological reports and try to find mines that closed around the time of the Revolution.
So you've had the property that whole time?
Yeah, Avino has been a public company for over 40 years.
That's a little bit of the past. Let's talk about the present. What's going on there right now?
We're reopening the mine. We ran the mine for 27 years, 1974 to 2001. We purchased our partner's interest in 2006. We went drilling, found it sufficient resources to justify refurbishing the plant, and in 2008 we decided to focus 100% on rebuilding the plant, and we successfully completed that and started up the milling operation in August 2010.
Okay, I have to assume, well, I guess maybe you shouldn't always assume, but I mean, gold prices have just been going through the roof. Silver has been fairly strong as well. The market price of those commodities, is that really what's made it economically viable?
Absolutely. When the mine closed in 2001, silver was between $3 and $4 an ounce, and gold, I think, was below $300.
Okay, let's talk about the future. I mean, what's going to be happening in the short term, say the next 3 to 6 months, and even from a longer term perspective, say over the next 3 to 5 years?
We're doing a bulk sample test run right now because we don't have our feasibility study was done in 1969, so it's a little bit outdated.
Yeah, a little bit. Okay.
We're doing what we're calling a bulk sample run, which is more accurate because a feasibility study is based on theory and lab work. This is coming out of the mountain and going through the end mill, so it doesn't get any more accurate than that. So over the next 4 months, we're doing that. We'll disclose our report at the end. So sometime in the summertime, we'll let everyone know, and we'll make a commercial production decision based on that information. But everybody that's buying into the company now anticipates that's a foregone conclusion. If you look at the past, when we mined, we produced silver for between $3 and $5 US per ounce, and internally we are thinking it's going to be around 6 to 8, but maybe no more than 10.
Okay. Anyone that's new, having a look at your company for the first time, what about a recent NI 43-101?
That is on the San Gonzalo vein alone, not on the rest of the property. We've got a lot of different veins on the property that we're going to go and explore and develop. But basically, there's close to 5 million ounces of silver in San Gonzalo. Keep in mind, that's from 40 holes. It's still open at depth and open on strike to the east. We just drilled off enough to justify going to production. Okay. So now we're in expansion mode.
Obviously, Mexico certainly seems to be front and center with your company right now, but you also have other interests in British Columbia and the Yukon. Did you want to take a moment just to discuss about some of those projects?
Yeah, we've got some land up near the famous Braylorn mine in BC. Braylorn is a sister company. We manage that one in this office, and we're reopening that mine this year. So as that facility gets up and running, then whatever we find on the property, if we find sufficient ore, we can then custom mill it at the Braylorn mill.
Any other projects that you wanted to discuss at this time?
Yeah, we have some ground up in the Yukon in the heart of Alexco's property, the United Keno Hill project, completely surrounded by them with the Eagle vein running through a property, and we're planning to do some drilling this year. Again, similar type to the Braylorn story. There's a processing plant now that they just got up and running over in late 2010. So whatever we find there, we can make a deal with them, and they'll process it.
Okay. How would you say you're splitting your time, your resources amongst the different areas that we were talking about? Is it primarily 80% down in Mexico, or how would you categorize those?
No, the other ones are sitting idle. Avino, Mexico is 100% the main focus of the company at the moment.
All right. Of course, money makes the world go round. How well are you guys financed in terms of future developments?
We have about $9 million in cash with no debt, and money starting to roll in from the mining operation. So we're in good financial shape. We have probably another $10 million worth of warrants sitting out there in the hands of Sprott Asset Management. They're our largest shareholders. They own 19.99% on a fully diluted basis, held within their group of funds. And then their private wealth division has another 10% or so in high net worth individuals. So they're the largest resource investors on the planet. They manage billions of dollars, so that's a pretty good endorsement.
It is. It's a very good endorsement. And, I mean, speaking about that, your stock has had a nice run-up lately. I mean, it was around $1 back in October. Now you're over $3. Your thoughts as to why?
Well, it's trading like a typical junior mining company does. When you're in the development phase, the share price typically flatlines, and then when you go into production, it goes up on anticipation of earnings, and that's what's happening. People are anticipating that we're going to make money. We have a 12-month target of about 1.1 million silver equivalent ounces is what we're hoping to produce. So if we can do it at less than $10 an ounce, and silver's at 30, you're looking at basically $20 million in revenue. And we only have 26 million shares issued.
Yeah, not bad. Obviously, you can certainly do the math for yourself and figure out where you should be. Okay, David, any other news on the financial front that the shareholder might be interested in?
Well, we're planning to upgrade our listings this year. We're going to apply on the New York Amex Exchange, and we're going to hopefully graduate to the Toronto Stock Exchange.
David, you're moving up in the world. Good for you guys. Obviously, you have plans for bigger and brighter things ahead. David, I talk to lots of presidents and CEOs of small cap companies. And this is one of my favorite questions. I mean, for the retail investor, if he's doing his due diligence and maybe he's looking at you guys for the first time as a potential investment, what is it that sets your company apart from the crowd?
Well, we're an advanced project. We're light years ahead of the exploration companies because we have an operating plant on site. You look at management's track record. We've kept this property and company in good standing for over 40 years. We operated the mine for 27. So I think we've got everything in control, and all the infrastructure is in place. It's less than an hour drive from the airport. There's 2 towns to draw labor from on either side of the mine. So all the infrastructure is in place. So to duplicate all that is a big job. So we're light years ahead of a lot of other juniors.
David, that's it as far as the formal questions are concerned. But as always, my guest gets the last word. Any final thoughts? Anything you'd like to add right now?
Just happy to have people follow our company and watch us grow.
Short and sweet, and there's nothing wrong with that. On that note, David, I want to thank you very much for your time and sharing your thoughts with us about Avino Silver and Gold.
Thank you very much.
Avino Silver and Gold trades on the TSX Venture Exchange under the symbol ASM, on the over-the-counter under ASGMF, and on the Frankfurt under the symbol GV6. And you've been listening to David Wolfin, President and CEO of Avino Silver and Gold, on A Few Minutes with the CEO, produced by RBL Communications. I'm Al O'Grady. Thanks for joining us.